That one is always so fun because we have such good
I know.
discussion.
Definitely not my favorite chapter.
Me either.
Oh man! All right, Genesis 48.
Mm-hmm.
I put the takeover.
The takeover. I like that.
You got two freestylers.
I would say wrong order.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the second time there's been a wrong order.
What was the first?
When the second
38?
When Perez was made firstborn, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can expand while you think. So I was thinking wrong order for both reasons. So because of the Ephraim and Manasseh, but also because of Joseph's special gift, like his extra land that he got on the side,
the mountainside that he fought for, that we have no record of.
Yeah.
Okay. And I put the takeover just because Jacob is like coming in and is like, I'm the dad.
Yes.
I'm taking your kids. I'll give you their children, but this is what's going to happen here. This is how we going to do this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I found that just so weird, but I get it now after we like a couple of episodes, because that didn't Joseph take his grandchildren? He adopted his grandchildren or something like that.
Yeah, Jacob took Manasseh and Ephraim.
What happened to the Manasseh's?
Yeah, Joseph took one of those as his own.
Yeah.
One of his. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I didn't understand why that needed to happen, but I get the inheritance had to be divvied out, and someone had to get it, right? Because now he doesn't have any sons. Joseph wouldn't have had, because Jacob adopted. Yeah.
And I think that's why also I put the takeover, because not only did he take over, not only did Jacob take over Joseph's sons, right, and then did the takeover for Joseph on his behalf for his new sons, but he also took over Reuben's birthright and gave it to them. The double portion that the firstborn is supposed to receive didn't go to Reuben. He gave it to Manasseh and Ephraim. And then also the takeover to what you alluded to, the switch, when he switched his hands on top of their head and made the younger Ephraim the greater in essence.
And when we talked about like Joseph's like, he don't know what he's doing. Like, he's just old. Like, you wrong son. He's like, no, I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing.
Which that's a theme. Like, so I'm wondering like why. Especially, I was really confused with Perez and what's his name? His brother's name?
Zerah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Like why they were switched, and now here these brothers were switched. I think we talked about this one though.
Esau and Jacob were switched.
Yeah. So like, what is this?
This is God doing God things.
Yeah, I think we talked about like how even when Jesus came, he was shaking things up. Like whatever you thought was normal or whatever you thought had to be done a certain way, actually I'm going to do it differently, because it's not about your traditions and these, certain laws that you had before. Through Christ, like anything can be possible type of thing.
I don't know.
So I think it's just like shaking things up. I think I talked about The Chosen and how they were saying like in that series they bring up a lot of the occasions where in the Bible God is just shaking things up, and he's making the religious people very upset because they're like, what? This is not how we do things.
Right.
And he's like, it's not about you.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, yep, I agree. I completely agree.
And this is also when Joseph it said that Israel and Joseph were put together. Like, he was spoken of the same with two different names. And I think that's when we started, like, talking about
Israel
more.
And Jacob.
Yeah, Israel and Jacob. When we started talking about more that he's being called by both names and, like, why.
Yep.
Specifically. And it's, like I said, there's so many commentaries that will tell you so many different things. But The one I kind of, and I don't know if there's anything that's like hard fact on that. Did we come to that? Because I still was a little bit up in the air after reading my last commentary.
Yeah. No, I don't know of why. I think it's good to try and note and just realize it that there is this play happening. But anyway, I don't know why. Commentaries say a lot of things. I think I brought up the Elohist and the Jehoist and the priestly, writing and how people say they're put together. I know that God changed his name, but then right after God changed his name, it went back to Scripture goes back to calling him Jacob.
Yeah.
When I was like, maybe the Lord named him Israel, call him Israel. But yeah, I don't know why. I think you have to take each case as its own thing.
Yeah.
Is this the one where we talked about the right hand versus the left hand as well?
Yeah, we did.
So, do you want to talk about the story that you have?
Sure.
About that?
Yeah, so I think it's still valid. We said that, a lot of cultures, the left hand is what you use to do, like wipe your butt, all that kind of thing. So it's considered dirty.
Right.
But like a week after we had that recording, I hosted a Shakiri meeting in my house. And my dad does like a cultural corner. And that particular day, he just randomly decided to talk about the left hand. Yeah. And so he's like, he basically said that traditionally what they do, because they don't like put you in a coffin and lower you down like they do here. Mm-hmm. Two people take the body and they go into the pit with the person and they put the body down. The wife's side or the husband, the mother's side and the father's side stand on opposite sides of the body, one at the head, one at the feet. Mm-hmm. And as they're doing all of their rituals, they only use their left hand. So they'll pour out drinks like on the sides of the body. So I'm pouring it this way. This person's pouring it this way. They're serving food to like, it's, I don't necessarily know if it's to like gods or like to what it is, but it's whatever their rituals are for the dead.
Wow.
And so he's like, you do it all with your left hand. And so when you do something to somebody with your left hand, it's like, wait a minute, I'm not dead. Don't reach out your left hand towards me. So that's why they get so offended by it. He's like, there's no real law or rule that says you can't use your left hand, but people will be very offended because that's just the mindset. Like, no, I'm not dead. It's like you're wishing them dead by doing that.
Okay. So that's wild.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he put his right hand on Ephraim.
Right.
And his left on
Yes.
Manasseh.
Yes.
Ah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just to talk, left hand versus right hand thing.
Yeah.
In this case, he wasn't calling either of them dead, but that's just an illustration
it's just
as
how
to left hand versus right hand.
And it's not like you can't use both of your hands. Like if I'm handing you something like this, I don't have to be like, wait a minute. Like you can use both hands, but I can't do this. Like I can't reach out with my left hand to you only.
You know what? It wouldn't bother me at all. Because I don't know whether it's your left hand or your right.
Right.
Oh no, they know real quick, and maybe that's why I know my left so easily. Now that you're, maybe it's my trauma. It's my trauma that makes me know my left and right because you'll get popped so quick because of that, and it was like, bro, I'm sorry, like I'm a child. Do I know my left and right? You should. It don't matter if you 2 or 10. Like everybody will get it. So from a young age, you're learning, that's the wrong hand.
Wow.
I mean, I can't imagine shaking someone's hand with my left anyway.
Yeah, it's a little awkward.
I always shake with my right.
Sometimes I do reach out if I've got something in my right hand or I'm, hey, nice to meet you.
Or even handing them something. Somebody might say, oh, get me some water. And you just go, and they'll be like, have you lost your mind? Like,
what's wrong with you?
I'd been constantly.
I would say I didn't cut my hands because I would forget.
I would forget every time.
No, I think you wouldn't. I think that's why I wouldn't forget because I got in trouble a lot for it. So now I can't forget.
Right.
I gotten enough smacks and like yelling at, and it was enough for me to be like, okay, this is my right hand. I know my right hand.
It's like I can't. This is a life lesson. I can't forget the right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool that you get that opportunity to get
Yeah.
those cultural stories and carry over.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Was that chapter 48?
48.
Right?
Yep.
That's the first time you said MVPs and XYZs, but then we never brought it back out.
Oh my gosh.
Why did we say that again?
Because we were saying that the people, our OGs, were MVPs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
OGs were MVPs and XYZs. Okay.
Yeah. And everybody else. You said it, but you didn't.
No,
Never said it again.
hey, I forgot.
Next season.